out of OCE, and they don't want to leave them as the lone team in the grand finals representing their region. Nice opportunity here to pick up more points. He's going to slip on through. That's Chris on the other side. Suns not only needs the points, but he needs the refresh. He needs that loot that he has in his hands, and Anon, him, can't stay too much longer in this zone before they go down.
Also recognizing the additional damage turning on here. Look at how quickly they're falling underneath the Storm Surge. Storm Surge will, of course, turn on just about 10 seconds. Start dealing tons of damage to the lobby. Huge tag right there, though. That might be a game changer. No, it's only worth 100. Into the zone they go. Here it is. Let's see what they can do.
Heroes right next to him. At least Suns made it in. Give him a shot, but Storm Surge taking him down. One more tick before he goes back to the lobby.
Wow.
He's doing what he can. 40 below, and he barely goes above by 81. The risk versus the reward. At least he stays alive.
That was actually so impressive. Swings through, finds a tag, and slips out before this surge can actually hit him. He was just a moment away from hanging out in the lobby for a second there. But trouble still looming. Trouble still on the horizon here. Pink and Vico don't stop, though. They are looking to make the dreams and wishes of their communities come true as they're coming right back to it. Let's relive the moment. Let's recapture that. Vico walks in, takes down the two from the side. He gets both elimination credit there, and look at that. Feeling very good about it.
I mean, Pink said it himself. What do diamonds make? Well, it's actually diamonds are made from pressure, and he's feeling that pressure now in the moment, using it to fuel himself. I think this might be one of the best games they've had all weekend long. And Monster, at this stage in the game, there are more teams alive outside of that top 25 bubble than teams that are inside. So they're trying to take these last two games of opportunity and really push themselves to the limit.
Really changing the narrative right now. Pink and Vico are in 28th now. Right there, really trying to change this whole story around. Half the lobby has just about been eliminated, including some of our favorites, like you said, up inside the top 10. Most of those teams are down and out, so this is really going to allow the funnel of points to flow south to the bottom of the standings, which is going to make the final game that much more tougher to break through into the top 25. You know, it's a very different game when even those that were at the bottom are now starting to pick it up. Yep. It only takes 2 games, 2 good games.
It's a recipe for excitement. Players are cooking up a final opportunity here. 27 players left alive, 27 teams, so that means no placement points have been granted so far. And it's really up until that top 10. Half the points are outside of the top 10. Majority of those points are inside of the top 10. So for some of these teams, just getting these placement points isn't going to be enough. They're going to need top 10 performances, maybe even back-to-back top 10s if they're looking to continue their journey on towards Sunday. Kaizen barely above the damage threshold by 66, but he knows not to make the wrong move, especially this late in the game with so many other teams surrounding.
This is it. This is his chance. This is his moment. If he can take off here, if he can make a big end game, a top 10 potentially, it might just be all he needs. But first, though, he's got to survive here. He's barely up. He might just be able to find Deguerta here. Great tag there, and he does take him down and out. Rocket rams his way on, up, and out. Can he get all the way to the top? Close enough.
Oh, wow.
Perfectly there. It was nearly over, but he even finds the zip line to get all the way on inside. There goes the elimination credit. Alive long enough to find it. Meanwhile, Reason also finding eliminations too. I know we got to interview with our good friend Amar. It seems like all of his hopes and dreams are coming true for the German community out there.
Talk about the Brazil community. King and Phaser finally have some sense of high ground. Saw them far low on the leaderboard with 2 opportunities left. This could be their chance to boost up the leaderboard. Even if they don't get inside of the bubble, as long as they get close, they're keeping the hope alive for their entire region. But just like Perza here all by himself, 5 eliminations so far, 6 as a team, 34 points with a couple of those being placement. He's just waiting for the last possible moment to try to go ahead and rotate. He does have the front side of the zone, so there's gonna be a lot of players passing by he could try to get an elimination on, because with 7 builds, he might need one.
This one, he's gonna have to pick his poison, go for elims, go for the loot, or play for extra. Let's see what he decides to do here. Still trying to make that decision. Not looking to get greedy, though. Instead, he's gonna focus on positioning here coming shortly. This is the last charge in his rocket ram. Meanwhile, Kaizen flying all the way to the front side of zone, puts himself in an excellent spot here. And he just sees so many chances to find tags.
Just biding his time, trying to play the smart game, even though he's below the damage threshold. He's not trying to make that leap all in one bound, even finds some minis along the way, gets above the damage threshold before it goes away altogether. Top 30 player situation. He's going to be one of them, trying to put the team on his shoulders, but King and FaZe are still find a way to hold on to that high ground. Put so much damage on Yanis, who tried to contest him up there, sends him back down low into the mud.
What a game for Shalom and Papa here. Also, ranking their way all the way up right now. Getting very close, getting very comfortable, but Shalom falls is all up to MK Papa here. Has to put the teammate on his back, quite literally. They decide, hey, you don't have to save me. I'm gonna try to stay up right here. Clicks is gonna fall. Epic will has to do it by himself in the end game. He has no builds. Shots come from everywhere. Down he goes to his NA friends. TK there. And now, Snazy, Podesai, another end game for them. This is their moment. This is their chance to do it all.
I know everybody at home can hear the crowd through our mics cheering loud and proud. We already seen Podesai get a massive amount of points as a solo. This time, yes, his dynamic duo trying to go ahead and lead the charge into the qualification spot along with Pink and Vico. They've been doing so much damage all around the lobby all game long, and they don't intend to stop here, especially with 7 eliminations. They already got themselves into the top 10. Now they're trying to grab the last half of those points.
And only 1 build left. He comes all the way down to low ground. They'll be alive for a little bit longer, but 4 duos remain. One's a single solo in the mix here. In this entire game, Shadow from the shadows, the back of the leaderboards, all the way on up, here to play Epset. He makes an end game. This is gonna surely put him in a true chance for the bubble spot. Down he goes to the hands of Pink and Vico. Pink and Vico have rocketed their way up. It's gonna be such a contentious final round. But first, who will win this one? Who will secure that dub here? Podesai will surely get eaten alive by the storm, and he fails to build there. It's unfortunate here. Comes in through the side, down he goes, and it's now a 2v2.
That's gone, and Pingu at the bottom. Fall damage is real onto Vico, but he gets the trade at the bare minimum, and Pink and Vico take the game. That could have been it, Monster. That could have been the moment where they qualify to the grand finals on Sunday. They're knocking on the door of Acorn and Cold, so I'm going to throw it on over to the stage where we have Frankie standing by to pick their brains.
I think that might have been the most important victory royale we've seen so far. Boys, I think you were 30th on the leaderboard going to that one. And you, Vico, had the game of your life. How on earth did you manage to get so many eliminations?
It's because Pink's just the go to tarping and everything else. He fully clutched mid-game, I'm not gonna lie.
You did clutch. Talk me through what happened.
I had 7 kills, Vico had 4.
Oh, this is what I've just been told by the producer in my ear. I am sorry. Justice for Pink, everybody. I apologize. I mean, 4 elims is pretty impressive. All right then, Pink, what was your favorite elimination of the 7?
Killing Mero and Cooper, because we had nothing, and I just killed both of them, and it just revived the game. I don't know, bro. God, it's the greatest, bro. All my mum's life. Oh my God.
How did you manage to get yourself together to get those 2 eliminations, though? Because you were on the back foot.
I mean, a duo like me and Vico, like, we don't need loot. Like, we have the fragging capabilities. Over the course of the last 2 days, we haven't been able to show it. But I just told Vico, just keep a positive mindset. Like, no matter what throughout the game, don't give up. We'll get them kills. Like, we're good enough. We got them kills, we came back and we won the game. I can't lie, I knew that we would qual. I just had to put the belief into Vico.
Why do you think it did take you so long to put up the performance we know you were capable of?
We were struggling with Surge a bit, and we kind of choked some mid games, but we got it now, I figured it out, and yeah, it's gonna go better now.
I did speak to Pink yesterday about how you became this unlikely double act and how he's taught you a few things in game. Why don't you tell me what you've learned since joining this man?
I've learned how to use my brain actually, and not just like use my capabilities of being able to fight and my mechanics. So I'm actually thinking more now, and I'm capable of using my brain cells. So.
I'm glad you've learned to use your brain cells. I've got to head back to the desk, but before we do, I know your mum is in the audience. She's always by your side. Have you got any words for her?
Thank you for always supporting me, and thank you for being the best mom in the world.
Well, hopefully that is enough to get you into tomorrow's grand final, because I don't know how you beat a performance like that. Everybody give it up for Pink and Vico!
Let's go. As they stated, they've been trying to put up this performance for 2 days, and now what a better time to do it than on the penultimate game. Double-digit eliminations, Pink and Vico. Let's go, boys. And this is all off the back of Vico's recent win, right? Getting the Red Bull contested overall win. Now, I mean, I don't even know what to say. Lemon, what do I say here?
It's just spectacular from these two. The game sort of started, and they were lingering around that 40-point mark, and I was looking at them and I was going, I don't know how these guys are going to call right now. It's not looking good at all. I was getting really worried. Then all throughout the game, Kenny, I just keep seeing their names in the feed, right? You know, Pink throughout the mid-game. Seeing his name in the feed. I'm thinking, I know what's happening here. I know exactly. I've seen it so many times from Pink in particular, even with previous duos, but obviously Pink and Vico, where he needs a clutch game, and he's like, let's just key, let's W key, let's just go in, and they can do it. They have that fragging ability.
Honestly, Pink is so excited right there, but I think Levin was even more excited. It was great watching that game with him. And I know that you and him talked about the mid game, but honestly, it started from the early game there with Pink and Vico going up against Batman, Bugha, and Rapid. They were able to take one down, but then played it safe. They didn't go on the aggression, which worked out really well for them, because then there was a third party that came in and did clean up Batman, Bugha. But then, of course, we saw the eliminations that they got in the mid game, and then in the end game there, they played the mid ground really well, waited for it to be around 7 teams left, and then that's when they went for the high ground.
I think Pink finally knows what pressure makes. It's diamonds, right? And these guys are diamonds, and they've been shining in that game. I mean, the pressure on them. You mentioned, right, obviously, you know, winning Red Bull contested for Vico, what a moment that was for him. Obviously, Pink last year won Gamers 8, right? So, like, these are two players, a rare example of two players on the same team who have won LANs before. They had that experience in this stage, and I just really wanted to see them actually then be able to deliver. So to see them do it now is really satisfying.
And I mean, the whole arena just erupted right in that moment. I gotta relive it, but this time, let's do it with a listen in.
Ooh. 50, 30, 1 HP. 150 on him. The gingerbread.
My wall.
Conan.
My wall.
Cracked him.
Go.
Get body. Just play for body. Play for body.
Get it.
So pop big. Give me mats and I'll lead. It might be a solo on height, by the way. We have height.
Okay.
I think so. Yeah, we have height. Spray. Pop big, I'll spray. I'm
no,
zero build.
Check my scraps.
Got
right now.
They're fine.
Top 2.
What, 2v2? We should drop down and get sniper pump. Drop down.
50 wide. Let's go!
The passion, honestly, you won't see passion like that anywhere else. And it's just such a testament to how much Vico has improved, because if you've watched Vico for a while, right? The old Vico before he started playing the Pink, at some point during that end game, would have just lost his head and just gone and tried to W key someone he shouldn't, overextended, completely lost the game, right? The new Vico, right? He knows when to pick his spots and he takes them perfectly.
And look at that right there, moving up 26 placements to now be in 7th place. That showcases that even though they may have had a rough 3 games, by grabbing a double-digit elimination victory royale, that gets you over 100 points, Zeke.
That's right, and I talked about it right before. 91 was the threshold yesterday, right? All you need to do is have one amazing game and your duo could fall or jump up from outside that top or bottom 25 rather for Pink and Vico. What a moment. But now we have to start thinking about this is it. We're getting ready to go into the final game on the day. The bottom 25 will be going home. As we turn attention to the bubble, take a look. Frosty, KZ, and Wei sitting on 84 points currently. And just start to look out at these names. In 30th place, Moneymaker and Fanyan. Anytime we've seen these guys on a screen, this arena has gone wild.
Oh yeah, and then deservedly so. What an incredible duo right here. And all they need is just a few more points. With this being the final game of the lower bracket, I don't think that they're going to be doing anything too crazy. I think they're just going to be going with what they know best.
The pressure truly is on right now. I wouldn't want to be them. Look, I love, you know, high stakes moments, but I love to watch them. These guys are in it. It's going to be tough.
I'm getting word. This is it. As much as I want to break down more, we are ready for the final game of the lower bracket. So Marina makes some noise as we go up to the casters.
This is the final countdown. It's almost like these are gladiators in the arena right now, putting on a show for us and everybody at home.
Yep, that's right. And that last game really has crunched the standings here. It's going to be so difficult now to make it into the top 25. Here we go.
This is it. The very last chance for any one of these teams to try to make it to Sunday and keep their dreams alive. They got the Axe of Champions up for grabs, the lion's share of $4 million. And I think just as important for these competitors, calling themselves the best in the world when it comes to Fortnite.
That is absolutely correct. The standings, the minimal points required will probably be much higher than 91, because if you compare the top points from yesterday to today, it is so much more closer. That threshold is much, much tighter. This is by far a much more difficult qualifier round to get out of. But first, Yuma, Jama, Moneymaker comes in, looking sharp as ever here. Gets the first tag, but his teammate is also hurt. Swings around. Can he go ahead and put it all together here?
This is a big battle for both of these teams, because this decides if they have even a chance to keep themselves alive, and they immediately get disengaged from Jama and Yuma. Moneymaker's just hot on the heels, though. He may not know exactly where he's at, but by going this route, he knows now he has to be in that direction. He spots him out at the tail end on top of the roof. Shots gonna be fired. Jamon taking a lot of that damage. Fanayan there to finish the job. They keep it alive, Monster.
What a well-played elimination right there. Comes in, finishes the job. Nice and easy this time. The shoes on the other foot. They are here to change the narrative, change the story, and they have an actual chance. Well, we already know. You can be all the way at the back. One win can potentially take you to the top.
Yep, and with some of these teams already have their ticket on that battle bus ready. We've seen some reckless play to try to defend their drop spot, but a nice shot from Anon and Sons to deal a load of damage on their opponents. All about how you capitalize on this opportunity now. And you can see the crouch coming out from Anon. He's trying to hide exactly which direction he's going to come from, but FKS doing the same exact thing, trying to peek through one of these windows, and he has a gold sharp tooth. He could definitely one pump either one of these players.
I'm sorry to say it, but FKS and Adapter just really representing as far as their drop has been better. They have really, really out-dropped Sons and Anon every single round that we've seen here for the most part. This is the first time those Sons and Anon have found a very good and promising loadout here at the Temple.
But the positions have switched. Usually it's Sons and Anon playing from the low ground, which hasn't really worked out for them. Now we have the side angle and a lot of damage onto Adapter. He's trying to follow it up with Combat SMG, trying to get him to expend as many of those resources as possible to make the fight that much easier. A little peekaboo shot from Adapt. FKS trying to clean that one up as well, but they just get pushed right back into the same box. Shields are going to get dropped. One's going to go down. Adapter trying to hang on his final lifeline, but Sons with another angle. They win the most important battle of their day so far.
What an incredible win right there, and all of a sudden now, that could be the run. Dreams shattered, hopes being made at the same time.
Not too many contested fights actually go down over here towards Brutal Bastion, even though it is contested. A little bit of a north and a south split between the two teams. which kind of maybe explains why they might be lacking a little bit when it comes to Storm Surge versus other contested teams here in the game, but they don't know exactly where their opponents are at. Goals has the load up that he wants. He wants to go ahead and pick up that big pot. Side sets the sniper. Cheatin' and Pixie are so far away, and they have that elevation, so it's not going to be an easy find to take advantage of. While Phaser, he found something. Tries to go for a quick couple of early shots. Snazy immediately builds up, takes that elevation away from Phaser. King is a little bit too far away, so if they're able to pounce rather quickly, that'll be 2 separate 2v1s. But it does look like Podesai is going to go for a disengage momentarily, which allows Phaser to kind of stabilize, reclaim his position, and reunite with King.
Very, very important set of engagements in front of King and Phaser here if they want to make it to top 25. Ping, Kyrie need to do the same here, and the Eclipse state is starting to get a little expensive. A lot of teams nearby. Meanwhile, Edgy falls there. Fights happening here. All in the last game. Pink and Vico taking that heated streak here directly into the next game. Already in a battle. Already trying to turn online here, you know. Feeling pretty good. It's up against Shalom. Shalom made an endgame there as well. That was a big, big turn of events for him.
See Pink and Vico right now. Now that they've more than likely punched their ticket to the finals, playing a little bit more loose, a little bit more reckless, trying to repeat the fragging ability that they had in that last game, going a different direction than some of the other games that we've seen so far. Third party coming in, making NK Papa's that job that much harder as Vico continues to go ahead and push them in, take away a lot of their territory. Pink is on the other side, but he needs to be careful because he's running out of resources to work with. But it does look like it is going their way continuously.
One false move and it could be all over for Shalom here. He has to hit this shot, but he's missing it. Vico finds his first, and down goes MK Papa first. Shalom now solo, but there is a duo starting to fire in. That might be the saving grace here, as they did not get the full finish. But Shalom back against the wall here. Vico continuing to push in. He's heated up. It's looking good, but these are not his walls. Hurt now from the third party. Back down to the low ground. Vico and Pink back up. It's cost them so much. Heals, material, and everything in between. We know they're top 25. But at the cost of Shalom's game potentially here now.
The minimap is showing that the third party is getting fourth partied, making sure everybody has an invitation to the celebration, and that allows Pink and Vico a little bit more flexibility to continue the 2v1 onslaught, and they finish the fight. They send him back to the lobby and end the run for Shalom.
Shalom and MK Papa were right on the 13th spot. But if you just took away 10 points, it would be on the bubble, on the line inside the top 20. So we'll see if it can hold up now. They'll have to hold their breaths until the next game. If we saw a repeat of last game, it's gonna be tough.
No, it definitely is. Especially now that they have to sit and watch. Only place on the leaderboard they can go is down, but at least they've secured their spot thus far. Source taking a little bit of damage, taking a few seconds to try to heal up here over towards Steamy Springs. You see Bully and Shadow in their line of sight. Just Shadow, actually. So this kid give Bully a chance to try to alleviate some of the pressure or just continue to rotate as Skits and Sorif do go down to Duke and Edgy. Duke got to be feeling himself after that huge 2v1 against his NA counterparts. And just got to ask if he has the reboot card, because there's a chance to get Edgy back into the game, as it does look like he's going towards the edge of the zone where you'd think some, or at least the least amount of players are at.
Duke, by far, the play of the weekend. That clutch, incredible, coming out of game 3, securing them inside the top 10 so far. Now, the team that probably needs the crowd's energy the most, Epic Whale and Clicks are on 24th position. And we want to emphasize, to get out of the lower bracket, you have to get to 25th position or better. They are just on that line. One mistake, and it is over.
You just have to figure out a way to dig deep, get that energy. River and Gazer, of Going up against another duo here, Rapid, Q, and DX. Shots also coming in from around the map, making it that much harder to try to take this one in a convincing manner. But the piece control goes on over, but a great shot by Rapid to go ahead and get a knock onto one. Quickly going to clean that one up for the Siphon. Getting that refresh on the maps as well. You can see he's max. Q and DX ready. Continue putting down the pressure, advancing forward every chance that he gets, trying to cut him off. River's going to be by himself. A little bit of a miracle is going to be needed, but he's quickly keeping them on the run, going up elevation. Definitely one box at a time, trying to tear down the walls of his opponent, give himself some real estate to work with, trying to stabilize his position. And momentarily, he's going to do just that. And another shot being fired onto Rapid, so the bait and switch is going to come in, and they played that one to perfection to take down River.
Let's go. Well played for Middle East right there. Meanwhile, Tahi has to clutch up for death. This is it. They're working together right now. They find De Guerra there on the rotate. Very nicely set here for the rest of the game now. They can pick up these materials. They can pick up the extra finds here. Get right to the zone. Plenty of time to work with as well. This will put them well within the surge comfort for now.
Saw Kaizen go down in the feed. Clement was also out, but they've positioned themselves on the leaderboard in 15th place. Got to be confident that it is going to hold, but only time will tell as Anon goes down to the deal. Suns as well, so another duo's run here this weekend comes to an end, while another one is shining bright.
Love to root for death. Young kid from the Bronx alongside Tahi, but it's jumping over to Okis, who's trying to put up the solo clutch here. For a moment there, he had a bit more on the standings, but now pressured in by Kitos and PH-Sin. They're working the pincer maneuver here. One wall and two, and Okis now runs, trying to stay up. The early med kit here, they don't want to risk anything, making sure that they put themselves in the most optimal position to win this fight here. You have to respect every pro player that has made it this far in the stage. The best of the best globally here gathered for the weekend's tournament. There is no easy set of eliminations, but Okis is gonna fall here now to the hands of PH-Sin. And just like that, the Brazilian boys gain another. Well played.
Trying to continue where they left off yesterday and go up that leaderboard. FHD and Hero. Does look like they got a little bit of a slower rotation compared to most in this game. Almost uncontested towards the north side of the map, and that's where they're putting their money on to see if it is going to go in this direction. But the only question I really have, Monster, is how much surge do they have? Because if you're going on the slow side, you're not going to have very many opportunities to pick that one up. And even though they have a good amount of wood, full brick, right now they're just trying to get as much metal as possible because they know how useful it is in that end game.
Meanwhile, we get to watch this back one more time. Tahi and Death, how they managed to find their eliminations right off the rocket ramp to set up the angle. Tahi, who came back from an extended break, joins back up with Death in the final last chance qualifier, pushes his way through, and then secures himself the ticket, the ride here to wonderful Copenhagen. And now this is his last chances, his last efforts at play here in game number 5, where they absolutely have to come inside the top 10 if they want a shot. So does Clix and Epic Whale. They just need to play just well enough, just good enough, better than the upper half of the lobby.
Yeah, that's basically two different sides of the coin. Death and Tahi need a VR if they're looking to qualify, or a massive amount of eliminations. You said it yourself, Clix and Epic Whale need to do just enough to go ahead and punch their own ticket there. Stacey and Podesai at this stage in the game, I feel like they did more than enough to find themselves confident to go ahead and play yet another day of Fortnite tomorrow, and a chance to win $1 million as a team. And each placing below that is no slouch either. There's a massive amount of money up for grabs, $4 million to be exact. 7-man is trying to put the team on his back here by himself. You see he has the vault loot, and he's in 27th place.
Epic Mailware just found something there, but 7-man has the tournament run on his back. Snazy not to the hands of Epic Whale, but saved, picked up here. Now starting to run out of heals. They don't have much time. They have to get to the zone now. It's all or nothing, and there it is. Luckily, they were super close. It ends up working out. But Clix and Epic Whale are inside the storm. They're inside the mega city, just coming out a bit late there. So danger lurking everywhere nearby. If 7-man makes it to the finals and King makes it to the finals, we'll see that contestant again. Grand finals gonna be so crazy as the new teams are joining in.
Yeah, the storylines are literally writing themselves right before our very eyes. You see Vortex and Belusi go ahead and capture Rift Island, and that is going to be a must for them. They are right now positioned in 46th place. So not only do they need that Rift Island, they need to continue strong in the rest of this game, pick up a huge VR for the placement points. Now, I even feel like their job won't be done there. They need to sprinkle in a couple of those eliminations as well, but anything is possible. We've already seen it yesterday.
Caught a glimpse of Peterbot there as well. Big strides for Peterbot and Bala in the last half here. And they keep up the pace, but first, YKZ have to do a lot more. See what Frosty's can do. Frosty's got a lot to work with here, but the pressure is on as he is on that line. He is the protector of the 25th line, if you will. It's got Raru just next door, Death and Tahi. All teams that would love to go ahead and find these eliminations.
Have to have a little bit of that goal line defense. Not let anybody squeak past them. And that could be a different type of pressure itself, knowing you are in 25th place. Anything can happen. Peterbot and Byla have shown that as well. To qualify to this stage, the different weeks of qualifiers and the grand finals, they fell short with different teammates. But they went ahead and remembered the recipe for success. When they were teammates, they got a first place finish in FNCS Championship. The following season, they got a 6th place finish as well. So they realized what works. And I feel like they're trying to put that to the test here.
This is a duo that was highly regarded on NA to be an elite force, undoubtedly. Now they're joining forces here again today. I got to touch base with Peterbot, and he had a lot to say. His on-camera demeanor doesn't quite show it, but the kid's got a lot of heart and spirit. So far, he is holding that line as well in 21st. King and Phaser, man, they have a huge task in front of them. They need an end game. They need a big, big moment here. So does 7-man. 7-man is by himself. That is also his biggest problem here, is that if he makes it and 7-man makes it, they will be contesting one another. That's the reason they're here today, a very difficult upper bracket.
Yeah, it just really goes to show how much all of these players are tested, not only throughout the weekend, the day, and in this game. Decent amount of the lobby. I should say the bottom half of the leaderboard. Some of them are in a big situation with their backs up against the wall. Cooper goes down to 7-man. Can he clean up that elimination? That's the question we're going to be asking ourselves. And I feel like I've seen Pink and Vico positioned next to Bully and Shadow almost all game long, all day long as well. They're trying to aggress onto him instead of going away.
This is crazy.
This is crazy. The box, but he falls too far down. That leaves Bully by himself on the high ground.
The wild part about it is Shadow has that, like, all that potential to really finish the job. We've seen him come back with late tournament strides and key his way through teams. That is where he plays best. But unfortunately, he's caught out trying to go against the fired up Vico and Pink. They're just, you know, in the zone, in the stride right now. And it's truly showing. And they'll find themselves this elimination. This will surely secure the deal now. It's over, it's done. Bully has to put the rest of the tournament on for himself here. You know, they have to at least be proud that they went from being one of the teams placed last up into the 30 spots.
Yeah.
Can he push a little further? Solo is going to be a crazy task. He's going to have to dig deep to perform that.
You see a lot of the teams that were on top of Rift Island or around it, they get that far pull towards the south side of the map. Cooper and Miro actually do both go down. 7-man's going to clean up both of them. Bully falls as well. Batman Booga trying to hold on to his position. And then we got Snazy and Podesai over on the other side. It does look like they're on the hunt. They have at least one.
He already found the knock. He finds some. Miro afterwards and crushes them. at the same time.
Look at his loadout. He doesn't even need any variation of the shotgun either. He goes in for that mythic stinger over towards relentless retreat. I questioned it. I questioned it yesterday, and my answer is here today. You can see why he's doing such things, but he's still below the damage threshold, continuously falling. He needs to figure out what he's going to do, and right now he's just trying to pressure a team across the map. Hope some of those shots sneak through. But he has a couple players on the backside. Hen and Vasquez, Bryce as well. And this could be his opportunity as he looks back to try to get that surge.
But one thing's for certain, this is the best performance we've seen come out the Middle Eastern region as a whole at any in-person event. They have just continued to get better and better, and 7man is truly showing us why they are champions of their region. Although CalGamer is down right now, but he's got to do it again. He needs more surge. 2 eliminations was not enough. Next up might just be Bryson Chubbs, but first he's got to pick his poison. He's got to move here now, and he's got to move soon. He's one of the last persons here on the backside of the zone.
Yeah, it does look like he's going to attempt to out-heal it, wait for those opportunities for these players to try to go ahead and continue moving towards the zone. That's going to be his best chance to try to strike. He's trying to contain the storm surge, but he's still 100 down, 133, continuously falling. A lot of his heals are going to be expended in this situation. But what choice does he have? He's a solo in a world of duos.
Yeah, and that damage that shows just slowly slipping away, getting further and further, looking for any of that leftover loot. He knew that he had something here. There was stuff to spare. Has to pop the slurp juice, take the double. I was going to say the double movement potentially, but no. Needs the shotgun. He's got to do something monumental now. Will it be a solo? Will it be a duo he lands on? Let's find out. He finds a team rotating here. It's Belusi and more, but then into the box, and he almost does it. It was so close. He finds Q&D, but Rapid was there to seal the deal, zip him up, and unfortunately, that's it. That's Rap. So what a performance. You have to be so proud you made it that far.
Yeah, just outside of that bubble in 26 is where he went down. And he's doing it with an unorthodox playstyle, not really carrying a shotgun until that final moment.
Oh no, this is everything.
Epic Will, 139 below though. They realize the situation that they're in. Even though they might want to back off, they have no choice but to go forward. That's PH Zen and Keto's on the other side. And this is where they're just trying to back down. They're doing just enough, 1 foot in front of the other. But if they continue to wait for too long, Storm Surge will activate, and they don't have many heals between the two.
This is so scary because PHN has been on fire, but he doesn't have shields. Clix has to do it. He has to do it here and now, and he does. Puts up the numbers. Well played, but it's not enough. He's still 5 below. He's going to have to heal here and find a tag. Can he get it? But no. Shot from above. It's Hen who plays upset. Pam's still here. If he doesn't find a tag, it's all over. Epic gets it in the nick of time and enough time to potentially save his duo. Oh my gosh. But Clix is dropping everything. He's saying, hey, you have to stay alive. Play for yourself. Do it here and now.
Yep, this is the final moments. We've seen Epic Will clutch out before in the past, but that's exactly it. He doesn't have any heals to work with. Neither did Clix on his down body, so it's all up from here, but unfortunate. He's just trying to go ahead and use those bounce pads, every tool he has in his tool belt to try to get there, and maybe even try to sneak attack one of these teams that might know he's there. Perfect rotation coming out from Epic, not really getting tagged up. This is his chance. He's barely on that mine. And he's barely on the threshold trying to stay alive.
Stay alive a little bit longer and you can get the placement points. That is truly what he needs to do. He's in 27th. Once he breaks past 25th, every team that falls will be a difference maker. It's all or nothing right now. He is only 91 above, just barely there, but the chance, the opportunity, the hope is still alive. So is Death, another solo who needs to stay up. One more team will be it. Phaser's already down. That means King is on his final leg too. King falls as well. And they are down and out. Epic Whale is now on that absolute line here.
Wow, he pulled zone as well.
Oh my gosh.
Talk about a blessing in disguise, a miracle even. That's gonna allow him to let some of these teams go ahead, go over his box, under his box, and this could be the perfect moment to catch somebody off guard, but he has to be careful because a lot of these teams surrounding him are going to be full-on duos. You can even see Batman, Booga, and Rapid there. There might be one player towards the bottom that he could try to take advantage of, but it doesn't look like he's gonna peek in that direction. He's just biding his time, waiting for the perfect moment to strike.
2 points already given to him. 2 more points now.
No.
Top 23, but the surge updates as teams start to fall here. He's the final line. He is the one below. To his left, to his right, players everywhere, but the zone is behind him. And now, off he goes, 200 builds in front of him, showing you guys why he is a 6x FNCS champion. Can he clutch up? Surely he can. There's a player there. He sees the builds come out. It's fresh wood. Can he break it? No. Decides to go for it. 18 seconds now before the zone starts to close and move in. Players jumping everywhere. Zone's on his tail side. Crash pads in front of him. He takes one. Left exposed. He's nervous. Tensions are high here.
Time is definitely ticking. Only a few seconds left before Storm Surge activates. This is going to be the moment right here. It's all or nothing for Epicwell, trying to stay alive. 293 below the threshold. He's trying to move forward. He sees a couple players in front of him. The damage is there. He's trying to do just enough. Playing a game of peekaboo, but he's still below the damage threshold.
One tag, but no! Byla finds him! But did he do enough? Did he get to top 20 or not is the question. It's gonna be so very close. How many points did he earn? Back into the game though. The line is there. Peterbot is firing his way up to the top, and he's still going! Finishing the job that Epic left off. A clean finish there onto Rapid.
He's hoping and praying that every one of these teams are below him are getting eliminated by people who already have their spot secured, just like Peterbot and Byla. They're inside of that top 25. They're trying to push themselves even further, and he's hoping that it's them who take down some of these players. Moneymaker, Fnayan are going to be right below Byla. That's one of the teams that needed a big game here on the day. High ground's going to be stolen away from TK and Quanti.
Oh my
one of them's going to go down. The crash landing comes through, but Peterbot just dunks him out of the lobby.
Peterbot turning online now, but he loses Byla in the process now by himself. Peterbot has definitely done enough to get to Sunday finals. At this rate, it has to be. But Grols on the low ground here for Clownski has to put up the numbers. This is incredible. If he does enough, he can actually push players out of their top 25. This is one of the few players that needs a little bit more. But Deal's in front of Peterbot. There's still a few top teams in the running here.
Yeah, there's only just a couple of teams outside of that bubble that need these big points. Top 7. Every single player left is going to be solos. Peterbot falls. He was just on the bubble as well. Noxy getting an elimination onto Lucy. Final 4 players. This is it. These are the moments. Noxy falls. 1v1 situation. Fadil versus Grols. A player who already has a spot versus a player who needs a big win. Grols goes down. Fadil takes him out. But who qualified? That's the question we're asking.
What a well-played fight it was, and Fadil and Savage get a win like we know they should. Absolutely deserving, and you have to give him the crown. We'll be seeing them at the finals.
You can see the celebration, the loudness. Frankie on the stage, let us know.
Fadil and Savage, not only did you just take the victory royale, you have also topped the leaderboard at the end of day 2. Congratulations, Fadil. I know you feel a bit on a high right now, but can you put this moment into words for me?
I don't know. It's just funny. I don't know. I just solo win. I don't know. Like, I don't know what the other people doing, but I guess it worked, yeah.
You were winning. That's what you were doing. Savage, what was it like watching this man solo clutch?
I mean, I'm speechless. Like, this guy has to be the best player in the world after what I've just seen. Like, I just can't believe my own eyes.
There was a reason that you wanted to duo with him, but did you imagine this moment when you first reached out and said, let's duo?
I had no idea what I was getting into, but this kid... Oh, sorry.
It's okay, it's okay. We'll allow it this once. I want to come to you, Fadil. This is your 8th LAN, I believe, so you've got plenty of experience under your belt, but you have never lifted a trophy before. Can you imagine yourself now at the front of this stage lifting that trophy?
Yeah, of course, yeah. Easy.
And what does it look like to you? What was that feeling in your brain when you think about lifting that trophy?
Well, I don't know. Like, I would be so happy and like so proud of myself. And then, yeah.
And I want to come to you one last time, Mr. Savage, because there have been people in Copenhagen cheering for you all day. What would it be like to hear their voices tomorrow?
I mean, if we could do this tomorrow, that would be, that would be crazy. So, yeah, I'm gonna go back to the practice room now, focus on the day tomorrow, and we'll see how it goes.
All right, we'll let you get back to it. Copenhagen, please, one more time, Mr. Savage and Fadil!
I mean, from first place in the last chance major to first place in the lower bracket. This is a story in the making. Congratulations, Mr. Savage and Vidil. I know y'all heard the crowd erupt here in the Royal Arena. My gosh, to come down as well to a solo fight.
I mean, the thing is, though, is that time and time again, these guys have seen themselves in a solo situation. In game number 1, it was Mr. Savage. In game number 3, it was Vidil. But look at Vidil right here with so many eliminations already, and then going into a 5-1v1. He was prepped, he was ready. These guys have already shown they can do it, and then they did it once more.
So locked in, so focused, so ready for everything put in front of him. Again, you mentioned it, right? All throughout the year, we constantly talk about these guys in solo situations. And this is what they do. They deliver. They have these big clutch moments. They like to leave it late, clearly, right? You know, last chance major winners now winning the lower bracket. Doesn't get quite better than that. Can they now win on Sunday as well?
Ooh, I mean, that's the question, right? But really, I just want to talk about how supportive they are of each other, how much they have each other's back. And look at that. First place coming out of the lower bracket with 249 points, but also Agers and Kanata coming in second. We all knew after Major 3 that this duo had it in them, but then they faced the impossible task in day 1, going up against the likes of Malabuka and Thomas HD, but we all knew that they were capable of showing up.
100%. I think when you look at all of those teams that were there on that page, right? You know, a lot of these are names that we expected to make it through the lower bracket when given that opportunity, and they have not disappointed. Of course, the main man himself here walking up, soaking it all in. How can you not? He's had so many fans and supporters here today. Almost everybody you speak to says, yeah, I want to support Mr. Savage. I want to see him qualify. Looks like he's going to be playing.
Mr. Savage, I know you can hear me walking away right now. I want to make sure that you never do what you did on the stage again, and that's sell yourself short. I know he's like but dealing in the moment, but Mr. Savage as well put on a performance for us. So I'm just looking forward to seeing them tomorrow.
I cannot wait to see. You know that they are feeling so good right now, and I think this momentum is going to carry them into the competition tomorrow.
Let's do it. Let's do it. We got to know the 25 players who has made it on to Global Championships Grand Finals. Here is a look at your list, and I would want to call out one duo in particular. Bottom left, second from the bottom, Rolls and Clown. These guys literally battled it out there in game number 5 of the day, and they literally found themselves in that top 25. They were outside, and in a single game, they said, Grands, we'll be there.
Unbelievable. Rolls and Clown are a duo that if you watch competitive Fortnite in the EU, their name you've been seeing about throughout the year, right? They're names who are in these lobbies and at any given moment can put on a performance like Rolls put on there. And boy, did it come at a good time, right? You know, I spoke to them before the competition started, and I actually asked them, between the two of you, who's the carry, right? Is it Clown, is it Rolls? Who would you say is the carry? And Rolls looked at me straight and said, look, I'm going to be the one that steps up. And here in that last game to clutch up, to send them through to the final seek, it was Rolls once again.
He played it so smart and so aggressively too, and obviously that just gave them the right amount of points that they needed, but also Stain and Datas just barely scraping by. We saw them have such hot and cold games throughout the day, but when it mattered most, they clutched up.
Such a good story, and of course, Danish fans rejoice. Steno and Lucy will be going on to grand finals as well. There is so much representation. There is so much on the line tomorrow. My goodness, my head is racing. Like, I'm just thinking of everything, all of the things. But what's important about today is for the 25 that did go through. Now you have to level set. You have to figure out what's the plan going into tomorrow. We know there's 25 duos there. What do we need to change up to prepare ourselves?
Well, I mean, the teams that have competed here today have either competed in day one or at least got the chance to see how the teams have competed. But that also works inversely, where the teams in day one now got to watch all the teams compete here today. So any kind of secret strats they potentially have is probably not going to be used anymore. They have to go to the drawing board, look at the VODs tonight, and you know a lot of these players are going to be studying up because there is $1 million on the line tomorrow for that first place spot.
Yeah, 100%, man. Everyone's going to be scrambling tonight, figuring out. Let's establish now what the map's going to look like even, right? Because certain teams, right, are they going to switch up if they're going back to a spot that they were contested at? If you're Vico and Pink, do you now go back, keep going to your spot and try and deal with Akon and Cold? If you're Cammy and Seti, you're seeing Davis and staying qualifying and you're going, oh my goodness, not these guys again, right? So, you know, again, you're going to have to spend the night really thinking about how tomorrow's lobby is going to play out for you.
So many things to break down. First, let's get a temperature check. We got to go back over to the Creator Lounge. We have the birthday girl herself standing by, Mama Benji Fishy.
Thank you so much, Zeke. You said it right there. The birthday girl herself, Mama Benji Fishy, the wonderful Mama Benji Fishy. Can we get a bit of a cheer for Mama Benji Fishy? It's her birthday, everyone. It's all for you. Now, of course, this is a global competition. So many people know you from the Europe region. Tell us about yourself if people aren't aware of you.
Okay, so my name is Mama Benji Fishy. I mainly play competitive Fortnite. Obviously not at the level that is here, but that is my aim. That is what I'm aiming for. And my son Benji used to play with Mr. Savage.
Of course, you mentioned Mr. Savage right there.
Yeah.
I mean, you know Mr. Savage well. How happy are you for him to come out on top today and, of course, get that the fifth game victory royale?
Oh my God, yeah, that is like the birthday present I want. Actually, to go ahead then tomorrow and win the whole thing would be amazing. But yes, brilliant. Yeah, that's what I wanted.
I mean, overall, you've been watching from the stands. What's it been like to be here in person, watching the Fortnite event go down?
The atmosphere is amazing. I mean, all the crowds up here and everything, it's just, it's not the same as being at home or whatever, just seeing the whole crowd and meeting the fans and everything and supporting the players and the parents is great.
That's what we love to see now. I'm going to come to you with a question. Do you have a prediction for an overall winner tomorrow? We're hyping things up tomorrow. Who do you think is going to take it all home?
I would love to say Mr. Savage and Vadil, but I don't know. There's so many good teams out there. Obviously Malabuka, Queasy, but then they're being contested, like Canada at Racetrack and things. So who knows?
Who knows indeed. So many questions to be answered, but thank you so much, Mama Benji, for the wonderful interview. We're going to go back to the desk, though, for some more content.
Absolutely. And again, happy birthday, Mama Benji.
Happy birthday!
We love you. Thank you for stopping by. Man, oh man, tomorrow is going to be insane. I want to ask first, how did you guys find day number 2, the lower bracket?
I thought it was interesting. It was a little bit different than what we saw from day one, which was to be expected. These strategies obviously have to be a little different for the 25 teams that failed to be able to make it straight from day 1 into day 3. And to me, I'm looking towards Agers and Canada. We all had such high hopes for them. We knew that they were able to perform on such a top level, but day 1, obviously, they just faced Titans. And now in day 2, when they had a lot easier of a go at it, they were able to get a second place spot. But Levin, are they going to go back to Racetrack?
Look, that is the question mark, right? That is what everybody will be wondering. I think the big thing for me here today to conclude the day is really just commiserations to all those teams that didn't quite make it, right? Of course, so many winners in their own right who failed to make it through, right? That's going to be a hard reality to deal with. And I think for all those players, you have to understand things didn't quite go your way here, but you don't give up, right? You keep going, you keep grinding, you keep hustling, and your time will come again. But I'm so excited for tomorrow. Oh my God, I'm so excited. I'm so excited.
Yeah, and I mean, just to touch on the fact that some of these players are going home, they are still 75 of the best duos in the entire world. So if you are out there and maybe your favorite duo didn't make it and is going home, please still send love their way. They would appreciate it. We appreciate the fact that they are here to compete at this level. I know you're entertained. Now, before we say goodbye, I wanted to send it on over to MDF and Jacob PR to get their thoughts on the day.
This has been probably one of the best days of Fortnite in the history of its existence. I feel like it's my birthday, and these are the presents I've been given game after game after game.
Yeah, it really was a day of celebration. Of course, if you made it this far into the, the stages, this upper bracket to the lower bracket, congratulations, of course, on your year. Well played and well spent, of course, competing. But tomorrow we gear up for our top 50, and the dynamic has changed like we just already touched on. The players that are introduced now into the finals lobby, we'll just see who's contested now.
Yeah, but that's going to do it for myself and the great Monster D-Face. Back to y'all at the desk.
Thank you guys so much. A fantastic set of games on the day, and now we start to wrap things up. The only thing left is to start focusing on tomorrow. These players will have to review. They will have to come up with plan for tomorrow's FNCS Grand Finals of the Global Championships. Don't forget, we're back tomorrow, and as well, as I teased earlier, I've got two very special friends coming tomorrow's halftime show. Please don't miss out on that. As always, Fortnite fan, we'll see you here tomorrow. Stay safe. We love you. We'll see you on the battle bus.